as we were discussing, that there is definitely unrest, and we expected actually Karnataka High Court to come with some good order. But as you know, that the courts have their own way of working and all. But there is an unrest. Looking at the unrest, and in fact, yesterday when we saw the videos and we saw the report, we read the reports of students, the way they were screened and they were screened at the entrance gate, and they were told to remove the hijab, and after that to enter the college premises and school premises. It was a very sad day for India. It was very painful to see the way the teachers were screening the students. So many people they just went back. Because see, as a Muslim, you are also a Muslim. I am also a Muslim. We see that since childhood, when our children they wear hijab, so they feel very comfortable, very uncomfortable without hijab. I'm not talking about right now. I'm not talking about burqa. Burqa is the full meal. I'm talking about the hijab. So when a child is grown up wearing hijab continuously, even in her house, her home, so it will be very uncomfortable for her to enter school premises or college premises without wearing hijab. But yesterday we saw that. Yesterday we saw that the teachers were forcing them. The video they watched, it was a very painful and distressing scene which the government and the court must have taken note of. Otherwise, I must appreciate that the Karnataka High Court, in its very first hearing, it said that the single bench court, it said that we are being watched internationally, and it is not. It is giving a very bad name of the country, of the state. We cannot say that because as I told you that the court have their own way of functioning, but we expect some early and fair decision from the court. We are hopeful that it will come earlier than later. But as he used to say that election time is like festival. It is a festival of democracy. But I must tell you that all these election period, they become nightmare for Muslims. Because they are the one who are targeted each time election is there. They are the one who are always afraid that some issues will be raised, and they will again become the people will try to make them villain. So it might be festival of democracy for Mr. Modi, but it is a nightmare and traumatic for Indian Muslims.
So how do the parents, especially the parents, and the kids, so they are all banned, wearing a hijab, the Muslim students. But even though High Court, gave the order, the ruling that okay, the temporary ban for all the religion, the clothings, but at the same time, it didn't start from other group. It started with the Muslims, and now I'm coming back to the same the area, because our viewer needs to understand, when the Indian Constitution gave you the rights to religion freedom, but the all of the sudden the college, university, the schools or college authority, they come with the influence of what I have read through the the news outlets from around the world, that the local politician, they have influenced the authority of the schools and colleges to come up with this decision that banning the hijab. So court must know the culture of India. When as I mentioned, the keeper, when the keeper is the eater, then it's a very dire situation and there is no hope. When when there is a even though it's a 15% Muslims in India, but still a minority, when there is a, the law, when the BJP leaders, they openly, tells the Muslim persecution in India, and they try to change the law. When anybody, any citizen, any Muslim citizens of India go to the court, the judges is not gonna look at how popular that person is, or not, or unpopular that person is. Judge is gonna open the constitution and see how he or she can rule based on the evidence. But if there is no, fair law established in the constitution, by constitution itself is discriminating the minorities. So how does, how these things are playing out during the election time in India? Because this is the time when you can influence, you can raise your voice. Maybe the next election cycle it will be more influential. So how these things are coming together in terms of influence, in terms of the law, how the law are being made and how they are being implemented in the state of Karnataka or any other state in India.
So see, laws are already there, and constitutional guarantees are already there. The thing is that as we are again and again discussing, that the political angle is there. This is why this issue is being stressed and extended. But the court and see, we do not have any hope with the political class of India, whichever party they belong. But I expected the court to consider that the exam time is there. And if these students are missing the classes, they are missing the practicals and all, so there will be a huge loss to them. And maybe there might be a political angle, but Congress leader, former Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, said that the actual motive behind the entire controversy is to keep Muslim girls away from education. When looking at the record, the Muslim girls are shining everywhere. In fact, girls are shining in every exams in India, irrespective of their caste and religion. So likewise, the Muslim girls are also doing pretty well in education. So they want, this is what Mr. Siddaramaiah, the former Chief Minister of Karnataka, he said that the actual motive is to keep Muslim girls away from education. So I expect, as I told you, that we do not have any hope with the political parties or the state government or the central government, but we expect that the courts should keep this point and it should consider that the academic, there should not be any academic loss of the students, because as far as the issue is concerned, there are 5 phases of the election is still left in Uttar Pradesh, and if the court does not come with a fair judgment very fast, very soon, it will be dragged further and further until March end. 10th March we will be having results. Till March it will be dragged. And it will not only be huge loss to the student, as I told you, that it will be loss to the social fabrication of the country, because reports of protest are coming from state like Maharashtra, from neighboring Tamil Nadu. Uttar Pradesh is also is already in the election mode. But reports are coming from different parts of India, and it will not be good for the country, and the government must worry about this. The government must worry about this.
Well, well said for in that regards. But if it drags, for longer time, in my calculation, I can see only gainer it would be the BJP.
Exactly.
So they are the one who is gonna gain the
momentum. One more, Mr. Bog, I must add one thing.
Please.
The BJP wanted to take advantage of this issue to polarize the voters in Uttar Pradesh. But what happened? That BJP claimed that a lot of Muslim women, because of their so-called some policies, which is also debatable. We will not go into triple talaq and other laws which BJP brought, considering that the Muslim women will support. But it had whatever little percentage of Muslim women they were supporting BJP, they backtracked. And it had counter reaction from the Muslim women, and they very strongly in front of the camera. They said that all these Hindu-Muslim politics, we are fed up with this. And what is going on in Karnataka in the name of hijab is not at all good, especially in constituencies like I was just going through the reports in Rampur, Muradabad, and this Muslim belt, Amroha, Aligarh, and all the Muslim women were in front of the camera. They were saying that whatever is going on in the name of hijab, it is not fair. It is not good. Even though Prime Minister of India day before yesterday only say that मुस्लिम औरतें बहुत बड़ी तादाद में मुझे मोदी और बीजेपी को आशीर्वाद दे रही हैं, but I must tell you and from this platform to Mr. Prime Minister Modi that he is on the wrong side, and whatever advantage he wanted to take from hijab issue in Karnataka, at least it had counter impact on Muslim women. So I am repeating this. The BJP is failing on this front as well. As we started that, they started polarizing voters in Uttar Pradesh in the name of riots and all. Then suddenly this hijab issue came. But as far as whatever input we are receiving in first two phases of Uttar Pradesh and from Uttarakhand, from Goa especially, it had broke all records, close to 80% of polling percentage Goa recorded. So not only Muslims, people from other faiths, especially Hindus and other backward also, they say that they are fed up with this polarizing politics.
That's a good message for democracy.
Yes, exactly. It is. So I think BJP is trying one last time, and it should learn a lesson. That the days of communal politics is over. And everyone is aware that in 2014, Mr. Modi, he came to power not because of communal politics. He came with the some eye-catching slogan like Achhe Din and all. So people voted hoping for Achhe Din.
Gujarat model.
Gujarat model. It is debatable. It is still debatable what exactly was Gujarat model. But he came in power because of Achhe Din. Then in 2019, people said that, we have given so many years Congress, we have given so many chances to Congress, so one more chance should be given to BJP. So in 2019, I suppose they might have some understanding with RSS that their Hindutva agenda should also be forwarded. So they started with Ram Temple, then CAA, then Article 370 and everything. So now people are saying openly, not only Muslim. I'm repeating. They say that we are fed up with the communal politics.
So at least that, at least that part is very good. That's a very good news for India itself. Not only for democracy, but as a country, it's a good news for India.